you're ready to finally break through the bullshit that's holding you back and access the massive reserves of energy you know you have available to consciously create your most aligned and empowered and fulfilling life, then pay attention, because this is for you. Because I'm about to show you the hidden key to consciously creating your reality. And by consciously creating your reality, I mean to be able to follow through on what you start and only choose the optimal things to focus your energy on. That means you could write down a goal to make an extra 100,000, an extra million or more, that in a few months you would be looking at your bank account and seeing an extra 100,000 or million or more dollars in it. Or you could decide to attract the woman of your dreams, write down every quality you desire, and then be absolutely certain she would arrive at your side, and then witness her doing so. Or maybe you commit to finishing an Ironman or hitting your PR at the gym and be confident that months later you'll be at a victory dinner with your friends and finally celebrating your accomplishments. You can probably imagine how amazing it would feel to unlock that power and mastery over your reality. And I know it's possible for you, because I've seen this happen for dozens of men just like you. Most men started in one of two places, and neither will give you what you want in life. I'll share what those two primary masculine archetypes are later on in the story and why each falls short. So watch this short video and you'll be given the keys to creating a life of fulfillment and ease, money, power, a fulfilling sex life, and contributing to a noble purpose worthy of your energy. It's all within your reach now. And you won't have to be bitten by 1,000 poisonous ants in order to access it. I'll explain what that means and why I said that in a minute. Yes, if you've paid your dues and you're ready to reap the rewards you desire and that you deserve, then what you're about to receive will help you obtain the life of your dreams. I can say all of this with extreme confidence because I've been in your shoes. For many years I was living in a world of pain. My childhood was rough. My alcoholic, abusive dad went to prison at age 5, and I lived on an Indian reservation with my single mom. I started a construction business after high school and worked my ass off for 12 years, creating a degree of financial success for myself despite having my head on totally backwards. Meaning I was working 130-hour weeks, pouring concrete, thinking I knew everything and not being able to listen to anyone. I'd work 20-plus hour days, 6 to 7 days a week. Then at the end of the month, look at my bank account and wonder where all the money had gone. I was a man after all, and men were just supposed to warrior up, work their asses off, and everything would work out. And this is the first category I see many men in. The warrior mentality of just grinding and pushing through to get what it is you think you want, and it always ends the same. At age 29, everything fell apart for me. I went through a brutal divorce and quickly got remarried to whiskey. Drinking a bottle a day, I soon found myself depressed and miserable with a gun at my throat. I didn't pull the trigger. Instead, I woke up and started to do my real work. The inner emotional work. I hired a coach. I went through emotional intelligence training, therapists, shamans, energy healers, and I learned to slow down and receive the gifts of empathy, self-awareness, kindness, care, and I softened. I started my own business and began working as a coach with a much gentler and easier lifestyle than the bone-grinding construction business, which was great. I got remarried and felt like I was finally on the right path of ease, flow, and gentleness. But problems soon resurfaced. My wife lost all sexual attraction to me. I was living too much in my feminine energy and our polarity disappeared. What I didn't realize at the time was because I was so much in my feminine energy, I was struggling to take the action necessary to make consistent money to support our lifestyle. My wife finally got overwhelmed and said to me, "Get a job or I'm leaving." I told her that I had to follow my purpose and do what I'm here to do on this planet. So she left. She moved out, and I searched my soul to see what the right thing to do was. I didn't know what to do, until I heard a voice inside say, "How you do one thing is how you do everything. Master your fitness, and all else will follow." So I committed to CrossFit for 5 days a week and committed to finishing an Ironman. One day at CrossFit, we were supposed to do a 10-round workout. I made it to round 3 before I felt I couldn't go on. I was out of breath, my body was burning. I was feeling like my lungs would explode. I pushed on. All the way through to round 10, and then I collapsed into a puddle of sweat and tears. I realized this is how I had been living my entire life. I would have $1 million business idea and then quit at round 3. Or in my relationship, I would numb it out when the intimacy challenged my emotions too much. Now this seemed like a huge breakthrough, and it was. Sure enough, my wife came back a few months later when I started to earn enough money to provide for us. And this is where it gets interesting. I knew I wanted to continue to have a strong, fit, and healthy body, to continue earning the amount of money I chose, have an incredible, vibrant relationship, and have it all at once without one part of my life falling apart. In other words, I wanted to be a man who truly loved my life. I saw others experiencing these things, so I knew it was possible for men, but circumstances seemed to be stacked against me, because it wasn't long after that, in the midst of training for the Ironman, that my wife got sick. She was bedridden and needed IVs multiple times a day. Now I was running 3 businesses with a sick wife and taking care of the kids, all while training 3 to 5 hours a day. And an Ironman is one of the hardest physical challenges on the planet. It's grueling and intense, even just to train for it. Old patterns started to come up because I'd been raised by a single mom and abusive men. I didn't know how to be the man I wanted to be. I thought I just needed to do something differently. I thought if I could just change one thing in my business or my life, then it would all be easier and better. I kept chasing that one thing for so long, still using the same old strategies. So I did what I thought I had to do, just trying to grind through. I had more empathy and compassion for myself now, thanks to all the emotional work I had done. But I still felt like I was draining my reserves and slowly running out of energy. Like what I was trying to accomplish was actually impossible. Forcing myself worked for a while. I was able to train and keep it all together. But I could feel myself unraveling, the stress, apathy, and resentment building inside of me, until one day it all got to me. I snapped and was at the brink of quitting. I realized I didn't give a fuck anymore, and how often I talk to men in similar situations, where life's challenges seem insurmountable and the only option you see is to hustle, grind, and to suffer through it. So you keep doing it, knowing it should be easier or better, but not having a clue how to make it happen. Or you just give up and take whatever comes, giving up your power of choice and decisiveness. Well, finally I hit a wall. I called my fitness coach. I told him everything I was going through. He said, "You know, people make excuses to quit. You're not doing that. You have a legitimate reason and shouldn't feel bad about quitting. It's probably the smart thing to do." It drove me crazy trying to decide. Then one morning I did my typical routine. Pick up the kids from school, make breakfast, lunch, dinner, catch up on business, then start training at midnight only to wake up at 6 a.m. and do it all over again. This particular day, I had gotten up at 1 o'clock in the morning. After training for 7 hours, I was watching the sunrise, and I realized how incredible I felt. I felt as if the power of the sun itself was flowing through my veins, like I had reached a truly limitless state of being. And I decided to finish my training and do the Ironman. See, my real problem was I had never been initiated into how to be a man. All tribal cultures throughout history have had initiations and rites of passage where they would go from being a boy into being a man. Our modern culture lacks this. I thought I had to force myself to grind away or else be a weak puddle of wasted potential forever. I didn't know how to truly be a man of my word. Realizing that changed everything for me. I finally got it. Why I would build an empire only to self-sabotage and burn it down. Why my wife was unsatisfied and frustrated with me. Why I would look in the mirror and see belly rolls where I wanted abs. My epiphany changed everything for me. I realized I had to do whatever it took to be able to access the limitless potential inside of me. So I made a new plan. I would go and find the initiations I had never received. I invested heavily into experiences and mentors to get this initiation I knew I needed. And it worked. I finished the Ironman, my businesses grew, and my wife healed and got better. I remember it seeming so impossible, and then actually finishing what I started was the pinnacle achievement of my life thus far. It worked because I had finally been initiated into conscious creation and the ability to follow through on what I committed to. And I realized I couldn't keep this to myself. Spirit called me deeply to share this process with others. So I created the initiation event as a way to initiate men into conscious creatorship. It solves the real problem so many of us face. We never had a strong masculine role model who lived with integrity, who would show us how to follow through. And in my studies, I found so many ancient tribal cultures had initiation rituals to welcome boys into manhood, and most of these initiation rituals involved extreme discomfort. Why? Because pain and discomfort give you a chance to see what you're made of. If you can push through something that seems impossible, you'll master your mind and gain an incredible power of your reality. And the only way to push through this discomfort and pain is to access the heart core intelligence and connection to your soul and purpose. How seriously do some cultures take this? Well, there's a tribe in the Amazon who puts hundreds of bullet ants in a glove, and boys put their hands in those gloves and are bitten over and over. What are the bullet ants? This ant bite feels like getting shot with a bullet. It's that painful. Through enduring this extreme pain, these boys see the pain as the illusion it is. You might be wondering why this event is different from anything else. Well, let me share why this is the silver bullet that will forever transform your experience of yourself. Here's how the process works. Because initiation is so intense and far more intense than any journaling, meditation, or video course can ever provide. This shift in core perception of who you are will give you a lasting transformation, and it will empower you to break the old habits and shift your ways of being consistently, time and time again. And let me tell you, information alone will never solve it for you. Because if information alone was the key, then all the psychologists and teachers would all be super fit, healthy, and satisfied. It's action and experiences that will change it for you, which is why initiation is an experiential event. So I want to invite you to choose to expand now. Click below and fill in the application. After you've completed the application, if you qualify, my assistant will reach out to you and schedule a call where we'll go over all the details. If it makes sense to you and you want to join the initiated men, then we'll work out the details to get you there. If it doesn't make sense for you right now, that's fine too. I'm not going to pressure you or try to sell you. When you click that button, you're making a commitment to yourself and to the creative force of the universe. Whether you attend or not, I hope my story will inspire you to start to experience shifts in your life, to start earning more money, have the relationships you deserve, the sex that you desire, to do what you need to do to build a better body and the life that you deserve. More than that, I truly desire that you'll live from your heart, be aligned with the cosmic forces of the universe, and have greater access to the joy, fulfillment, and ease that you desire and deserve.